Hey everyone, I'm Carissa Wiley from sprinkledwithglitter.com and licensed designer with Spellbinders. Welcome to my craft room. Today I am here to share some tips and tricks for aligning the brand new sparkle background hot foil plate to create a complete card front. Now this hot foil plate was designed to either use once or to rotate 180 degrees and to foil twice to create a complete background. So I'm going to show you my best tips and tricks for doing that today. So here is a look at the new Sparkle Background Hot Foil and Die Set. This includes 2 hot foil plates as well as 1 die to create a beautiful background, a partial background, and some additional sparkle elements for embellishment. Now this plate is a large plate. It measures about 6 inches by 3 3/4 inches. So you can use it partially on a background or some die cut elements, or you can use it twice and create 2 impressions to create a full background. This is even large enough to use on some larger format cards as well. So I can't wait to see how you experiment and use it on different size projects. Now, when you get this in your craft room, I want you to feel confident in aligning this if you're going to press this twice to create a complete background. So I'm going to show you exactly how I do that. I have a piece of A2 size cardstock here. It measures 5.5 by 4 1/4 inches, and I like to start by marking the center point. Now this would apply on a larger piece of cardstock as well, so you just kind of want to find that center point. So along the long edge, I'm going to find my 2 3/4 inch mark, and I am just going to mark that there. That is half of 5.5. And then along the other edge, I am going to find my 2 1/8 inch mark. And I'm going to line it up with that. Now, normally I would use a pencil so that I could kind of erase this, but I wanted you to be able to see what I'm doing on camera. So today I'm using a black pen. Now, never fear, even with the black pen not being able to be erased, I'll still be able to use this background because I can use one of those great Sparkle On sentiments that's a part of the Shine Bright set to plop right in the middle of this card and create a quick and easy card. So now that I have the center marked, I'm going to take my sparkle background. I'm just going to slide my Glimmer Hot Foil system out of the way, and I am going to align the center mark kind of between these 2 points of my hot foil plate. So you're going to see that these points here that kind of complete the circle will make a nice line with that center there. So I'm just going to center that up. And once I have that where I want it, I'm going to use some Best Ever craft tape to create a hinge for my hot foil plate. So I'm just going to grab a couple of these pieces, and I like to kind of create my hinge on these parts over here. So I'm just going to add a piece here and a piece here. And that's going to create a hinge that will allow me to flip this hot foil plate up, but still keep it in the position that I need it to center it on the bottom portion of this cardstock. Then I'm going to grab some Glimmer Hot Foil. This is in the color Blush. And if you want to trim yours down, I trim mine down into roughly A2 size sheets. But while this hot foil plate is kind of flipped up here on the hinges, I'm going to slide my hot foil all the way up to the edge of that tape with the pretty side facing up because we want it to touch the pretty side of our hot foil plate. And once I have that position, I'm going to go ahead and flip that hot foil plate back down to where it's covering the bottom portion of my card front. Then I can take this and I can lay it with the back side of the hot foil plate onto my Glimmer Hot Foil system. And because it's already heated up, I can go ahead and hit the timer button. Now my timer light over here has stopped flashing, so I know that this is good and hot and ready to go. So I can remove the Glimmer Hot Foil platform from the base and take it over to my Spellbinders Platinum 6. I'm then going to place my thin shim and my spacer pad right on top of my hot foil plate with the foil and that cardstock, and I'm gonna run it through my Platinum 6 die cutting machine. And this is going to put some pressure and heat onto that foil and transfer it to my cardstock. So I'm going to go ahead and place my platform and engage it back on the base because I do need this to be good and hot for my next press here. And you can see I did get a little bit of this foil onto my cutting pad or my thin shim here. I'm not worried about that. Totally fine with that, but I want to show you the results of our first pass through the die cut machine with the sparkle background. Now I'm going to lay this here and just kind of give it a moment to cool down before I take it off with my fingers so that I don't burn myself. But once it's cooled, I can go ahead and remove that hot foil plate, and you can see I have the sparkle background on the bottom portion of my card. And that looks really cool as it is, but if you want to create a complete card front, all we're going to do is then rotate our cardstock. So once again, I am going to use that center marking point to line up with kind of the points on the circle area. So that center circle area, you can kind of see where it will kind of nest into place here, aligning the points here with that center mark that I created earlier. And once I have it kind of lined up where I like it, I'm going to go ahead and use those same pieces of Best Ever Craft tape and create a hinge once again. So then I'll flip this up. I'll grab my foil, and if you wanted to trim this down in order to keep that foil from transferring to your thin shim, you definitely could. It doesn't bother me, so I'm just going to make sure that I tuck my foil right up against that tape and then flip my hot foil plate down. And then once again, I'm going to add this onto my Glimmer hot foil platform and press the timer button. Now, once my timer is complete and the light has stopped flashing, I can go ahead and remove the platform from the base. I'll place this on my Platinum 6 machine. I'm going to add my Glimmer thin shim and my spacer pad right to the top of my sandwich, and then I'll run this through my die cut machine. Now, once I've allowed this to cool just a bit, I can once again remove my hot foil plate from my card front and remove the foil. And you can see I have a perfectly aligned background there, and I have a beautiful sparkle background for any celebration encouragement card that you want to create. So here's a couple of cards that I have created using the sparkle background hot foil plate and coordinating die. You can see on this card, I've chosen just to hot foil once with that sparkle background on the bottom there to create a partial background. And for this shaker card, I've foiled twice to create a full card front. So there you have some tips and tricks for using the new sparkle background hot foil plate from my new Shine Bright collection with Spellbinders. I hope you enjoyed these, and I hope these help you feel confident in aligning this when creating in your own studio. I cannot wait to see how you use the sparkle background to spread the sparkle in your card making. Thanks for joining me today. I'm Carissa Wiley, and until next time, I hope you have a fabulous day.